What if walking less after 70 wasn't a weakness, but a hidden advantage? For years, walking may have been your quiet joy, whether it was a morning stroll through the park, a trip to the corner store, or simply circling the backyard while chatting with a neighbor. But now, the sidewalk feels longer, your steps feel heavier, and perhaps for the first time, you've started to question your body's ability to keep up with your heart's desire for movement. You're not alone. I've spent over a decade walking beside seniors who've faced this same shift, and I've seen something remarkable happen when they stop measuring their health by how far they can walk and start honoring what their body truly needs. I remember one gentleman, 77, who told me with quiet frustration, "Doc, I'm not lazy. I'm just scared to fall." That fear is real. But what changed everything for him, and for many others, was learning that walking isn't the only path to staying strong. In fact, when you're intentional about it, there are gentler, smarter ways to move that protect your joints, rebuild your confidence, and keep your life vibrant. And that's exactly what this video is here to show you. Today, I'll walk you through 9 powerful habits you can embrace, even if your walking is slowed. These are not trendy fixes or exhausting routines. They're time-tested, senior-friendly solutions already used by thousands to preserve balance, energy, and independence. But before we dive in, let me ask you something that matters. Have you ever felt like your body was changing faster than your mindset could keep up? If so, hit that like button, because this message is for you. And while you're here, don't forget to subscribe and tap the notification bell, because we've got so much more to share that could truly reshape how you age. And if you've ever felt that walking less meant doing less, leave a yes in the comments. I read every single one, and your story might be the light someone else needs. What you're about to learn might surprise you. Some of these alternatives are not just good, they're often better than walking when it comes to protecting your knees, calming your mind, and boosting circulation. If you're ready to feel strong, steady, and full of purpose again, then stay right here. Because the very first habit we'll uncover isn't something you do while moving at all. It's what you do when your eyes are closed and your body is still. Let's begin with one of the most underestimated keys to lifelong strength, the power of deep, restorative sleep. 1. Adequate sleep, the silent power behind strength after 70. You're not just tired, your body is quietly breaking down without this one habit. That may sound dramatic, but after more than a decade working closely with older adults, I can confidently say that the single most overlooked key to staying strong, balanced, and mentally sharp after 70 isn't exercise, it's sleep. Many seniors assume that poor sleep is just part of getting older, like wrinkles or slower digestion, but this belief can be deeply damaging. Sleep is not a luxury. It's the operating system reboot your body depends on each night. While you rest, your muscles repair, your immune system strengthens, your brain processes memory, and your hormones reset. In other words, sleep is your body's silent healer, and without it, even the best diet or exercise routine can fall flat. I remember Margaret, a 75-year-old woman who told me she would lie in bed for 8 hours and still wake up exhausted. She felt foggy, forgetful, and frustrated. But when we adjusted just a few things, cooler bedroom, less screen time before bed, and a consistent sleep schedule, her energy levels returned, her mood lifted, and most importantly, her sense of control came back. You see, lack of sleep doesn't just make you tired, it quietly erodes muscle mass, slows reflexes, increases your fall risk, and can even lead to emotional withdrawal. But the good news is that it's fixable. Keep your bedroom cool and dark. Avoid screens at least 1 hour before bed. Use soft music, gentle stretching, or deep breathing to signal your body that it's time to wind down. And whatever you do, go to bed and wake up at the same time every day. Your body craves rhythm, it thrives on it. When you sleep better, you don't just feel more rested, you regain balance, improve your walking stability, and even think more clearly. So the next time you tell yourself, "I'll sleep when I'm tired," remember, sleep isn't something you catch up on. It's something you build your health around. And when walking becomes more difficult, sleep becomes your new strength training. Now, what if you could combine the healing power of deep rest with something that gently stretches your muscles, improves flexibility, reduces anxiety, and boosts circulation, all while sitting or standing in one spot? That's exactly what we'll explore next, as we dive into one of the most trusted, senior-friendly movement practices available today: yoga. 2. Yoga, gentle movement, lasting power. If sleep is your body's quiet healer, then yoga is its graceful strength. For many people in their 70s and 80s, the word yoga still conjures up images of young, ultra-flexible bodies twisting into pretzel-like poses on beachside mats. But that's a myth worth breaking, because yoga after 70 is not about bending farther or balancing on your head. It's about reconnecting with your body, breathing deeply, and moving in ways that build resilience, not strain. I've seen it firsthand. Seniors who could barely lift their arms above their shoulders slowly regain range of motion, balance, and confidence through gentle yoga practice. And what's truly beautiful? You don't even have to stand up to begin. Chair yoga, for instance, allows anyone, regardless of mobility, to safely stretch, strengthen, and center themselves right from a seated position. One woman I worked with, Ellen, 81, had chronic knee pain and a deep fear of falling. But once she started doing just 5 minutes of chair yoga each morning, neck rolls, ankle circles, shoulder shrugs, she noticed her joints felt looser, her steps more stable, and her anxiety about moving began to melt away. That's the power of mindful movement. With yoga, each posture gently works the muscles, improves circulation, and enhances balance, all without needing speed or force. And the benefits go far beyond the physical. Studies show that yoga can improve sleep quality, reduce cortisol, your stress hormone, and even sharpen cognitive function in older adults. It becomes, in essence, a full-body, full-mind tune-up. The best part? You can personalize it. Can't stand for long? Stay seated. Have arthritis? Use props like yoga blocks or straps to make every movement accessible. There's no competition in yoga, only cooperation between your breath and your body. And if you're wondering whether it's too late to begin, let me assure you, the body responds to gentle care at any age. It's not about perfection, it's about participation. You don't need 30 minutes a day. Just 5 to 10 minutes consistently can yield remarkable improvements. Many of my clients report feeling calmer, taller, and more connected to themselves, like their body is no longer fighting against time, but flowing with it. And isn't that what we all want as we age? A sense that our body still belongs to us, that it still serves us, even gently. So if you've never tried yoga because you thought it wasn't for people like you, now's your chance to reclaim it. Let your next movement be slow, intentional, and healing. Because up next, we're about to discover another age-old practice, one that moves as softly as the wind but builds strength from within. Let's explore the quiet magic of Tai Chi. 3. Tai Chi, strength and stillness. If yoga is the art of graceful control, then Tai Chi is the art of effortless flow. It's a practice that has quietly stood the test of time, originating from ancient China, but now deeply embraced by seniors around the world who want to move better, breathe deeper, and feel grounded once again. What makes Tai Chi so powerful isn't its speed or complexity, it's the exact opposite. Its strength lies in its stillness. Slow, circular motions, soft focus, and mindful breathing come together to create a moving meditation that conditions both the body and the mind. You may have seen seniors practicing it in a park, hands moving like waves, steps gliding slowly across the grass. What looks simple is actually incredibly intelligent. Each gentle motion activates muscles, improves joint flexibility, and increases what experts call spatial awareness, your brain's ability to sense where your body is in space. That's a skill that quietly fades as we age, and it's one of the reasons balance becomes harder. But the beauty of Tai Chi is that it doesn't push, it invites. Anyone can start, regardless of physical limitations. In fact, some of the most meaningful breakthroughs I've witnessed came from seniors who began Tai Chi while seated. One gentleman, Harold, 79, told me he used to dread walking downstairs. But after 2 weeks of seated Tai Chi, just arm movements paired with intentional breathing, he said, "My body feels like it's finally listening to me again." And it made all the difference. Unlike traditional workouts that strain the joints or demand endurance, Tai Chi encourages strength through softness. It builds internal stability, the kind you can't always see but absolutely feel. Research shows that consistent Tai Chi practice can reduce fall risk by up to 45%, while also improving cardiovascular health, sleep quality, and emotional resilience. For many seniors, it becomes more than just exercise. It's a ritual of calm, a community of connection, and a reminder that movement doesn't have to be fast to be effective. You don't need special shoes, clothing, or equipment. All you need is a quiet space and a willingness to begin. Start with your breath, add a few flowing arm motions, and let your body set the pace. Over time, those movements will carry more than just your arms. They'll carry your confidence, too. Because Tai Chi isn't about mastering a sequence, it's about mastering the present moment. It teaches you how to be aware, steady, and gracefully strong. So if you're looking for a way to feel more balanced, physically and emotionally, Tai Chi may be the missing piece in your daily rhythm. And if you've never tried it before, now is the perfect time to explore its quiet power. But what if, instead of flowing with your arms, you could start building strength with your hands? What if something as simple as lifting a soup could help protect your bones, boost your metabolism, and restore your independence? Stay with me, because up next, we'll dive into a form of movement that's as practical as it is powerful: lightweight strength training. 4. Lightweight training, small weights, big impact. If Tai Chi is about mastering the art of balance, then lightweight strength training is about reclaiming the power to lift, carry, and rise with confidence. And contrary to what many believe, building strength in your 70s and 80s doesn't require lifting heavy dumbbells or joining a gym full of machines and mirrors. In fact, some of the most effective strength training I've seen with older adults starts with a can of soup, a resistance band, or even just your own body weight. That's right, small movements, done with intention and consistency, can bring massive benefits to muscle strength, joint health, and overall independence. Many seniors shy away from strength training because they think it's dangerous or too intense. But here's what most people get wrong. The goal isn't to become a bodybuilder. It's to maintain functional strength, the kind that helps you stand up from a chair, carry groceries, or open a jar with ease. I once worked with George, 82, who told me he had stopped going outside because lifting his walker in and out of the car was too exhausting. We started with 5-minute seated arm curls using water bottles. In 2 weeks, he could lift his walker with ease. In 4, he was back to Sunday walks in the park. What's happening in the body during these small lifts is nothing short of extraordinary. Even light resistance sends a clear signal to your muscles: we still need you. That message helps slow muscle loss, sarcopenia, stimulates bone-building activity, and improves balance by strengthening stabilizing muscles around your joints. And here's the bonus most people don't realize. Building muscle through light weights can also help reduce chronic joint pain, especially in the knees and shoulders. By creating stronger support around your joints, you actually relieve pressure and reduce inflammation. You don't need a full workout routine to start. Try 2 sets of 10 wall push-ups or seated leg lifts while watching TV. Use resistance bands to gently work your arms or thighs. Start with what feels easy, then slowly increase over time. The magic of lightweight training lies in progressive adaptation, adding just a little more when your body is ready. And remember, it's not the weight that makes the difference, it's the consistency. Think of it like tending a garden. Daily attention brings lasting growth. So if you've ever felt too weak to start, know this: you don't get strong before you begin. You get strong because you begin. And every small effort is a victory. Strength doesn't always roar. Sometimes, it looks like lifting your arms one more time when your mind says stop. Sometimes, it sounds like breathing deeper as your muscles say thank you. And the best part? Once your muscles remember how to work with you, they'll show up for you in ways you never expected. And speaking of the connection between your body and your inner awareness, let me ask, what if the next form of movement required no movement at all, but could still sharpen your balance, calm your nerves, and reignite your self-confidence? That's exactly where we're headed next: the quiet power of mindful meditation. 5. Mindful meditation, stillness that moves you. What if the most powerful movement you could make today was to sit still? In a world that praises action, movement, and productivity, the idea that stillness can heal, strengthen, and sharpen us might feel strange. But for seniors in their 70s and 80s, especially those walking less, mindful meditation becomes a lifeline not only for the mind, but also for the body. You see, just because your legs aren't moving doesn't mean your brain isn't. In fact, one of the most overlooked tools for regaining balance, clarity, and confidence lies in learning how to slow down, not physically, but mentally. I remember a woman named Ruth who joined one of my workshops. She was 78, bright-eyed but anxious. "I don't trust my body anymore," she whispered. Her fear of falling had kept her from walking outside for weeks. So instead of pushing her to move more, we sat. We breathed. 3 minutes, then 5. And over time, as she practiced becoming aware of her breath, her shoulders began to relax, her posture straightened, and her voice grew steadier. Within a month, She wasn't just walking again, she was walking with calm. Mindful meditation is not about emptying your mind or sitting like a monk. It's about training your focus. And when you focus on your body, how it feels in the chair, where your feet rest, how your breath rises and falls, you begin to rewire your brain's relationship with movement. You build body awareness, which studies show is a key factor in improving physical balance and reducing fall risk. Meditation also helps regulate cortisol levels, your stress hormone, which in turn reduces inflammation and supports heart health. And here's something beautiful. Seniors who meditate regularly report better sleep, clearer thinking, and even less physical pain. Not because the pain disappears, but because the brain learns not to panic in its presence. You don't need an app, a cushion, or perfect silence. You just need intention. Sit down, close your eyes, or soften your gaze. Inhale for 4 counts, exhale for 4. Repeat. If your mind wanders, and it will, gently bring it back. Think of it as a form of mental strength training. The more you practice, the more resilient your attention becomes. And here's a thought. If your body no longer moves the way it used to, what if your strength now lies in how you relate to that change? What if peace isn't found by pushing, but by listening? Meditation teaches you not to resist your current reality, but to meet it with presence, calm, and quiet courage. And once your inner world feels more balanced, you may find yourself more open to engaging physically again, even if it's just from the comfort of your chair. Because yes, your chair, the very place you've rested in, can become a powerful space for transformation. So let's take this inner strength and channel it into physical movement that meets you exactly where you are. Up next, chair exercises that train your body, stimulate your brain, and protect your independence. 6. Chair exercises, the strongest seat in the house. If meditation allows you to reconnect with yourself from the inside out, then chair exercises are the physical expression of that reconnection, turning stillness into strength and your everyday chair into a gateway for movement, healing, and renewed self-belief. Most people look at a chair and see a place to rest, maybe even to retreat. But when used with intention, that same chair becomes one of the most powerful fitness tools in your home, especially if walking or standing feels risky or painful. For older adults, chair-based workouts provide a safe, supported way to re-engage muscles, restore coordination, and reawaken the confidence that may have faded with age. I once met John, a 76-year-old former school principal who had stopped leaving the house after hip surgery, convinced his strength would never return. We started small, seated marches during the morning news, gentle arm circles as he listened to his favorite jazz station. Within weeks, he wasn't just moving more, he was smiling more. "I feel like I belong in my body again," he said. That's the power of movement made accessible. Science backs this up. Every time you lift your leg while seated, rotate your ankle, or stretch your arms to the side, you're activating neuromuscular connections, stimulating circulation, and reinforcing the brain-body loop that governs balance, memory, and stability. These exercises may look simple, but inside your body, they are triggering complex systems of adaptation and resilience. And the best part? You can do them without changing your routine, while watching television, waiting for coffee to brew, or chatting on the phone. You don't need machines or weights. Your own body, a resistance band, or a small water bottle is enough to rebuild forgotten strength. What's more, these movements have a profound effect on your psychology. When you take control of how your body moves, even from a chair, you take control of how you view yourself. You begin to replace the narrative of decline with one of possibility. Strength stops being about lifting something heavy. It becomes about showing up for your body every day with gentleness and purpose. And once you experience that shift, you start to see potential in the unexpected. Because if transformation can begin in a chair, where else could it bloom? Perhaps in the soil just outside your window, in the rhythm of tending to life, in the daily rituals that connect hands to earth and heart to joy. And that brings us to something simple, timeless, and deeply therapeutic: gardening. 7. Gardening. Grow your health, one plant at a time. If a simple chair can become your strongest fitness tool, then just imagine what a garden could become: your therapy, your meditation, your secret to physical and emotional resilience. Gardening isn't just about flowers or vegetables. It's about movement that feels meaningful, purpose that sprouts with every leaf, and joy that quietly blooms in dirt-stained hands. For older adults who find walking or traditional exercise difficult, gardening offers a gentle yet powerful way to stay active, engaged, and connected, not just to the earth, but to yourself. The motions are natural: reaching, bending, scooping, twisting, each one a subtle form of stretching, strengthening, and coordination. And unlike repetitive exercises that can feel like chores, gardening gives back. You see the results, you touch them, smell them, even taste them. There's something deeply healing about nurturing life, and in return, feeling more alive. I remember Miss Helen, 80 years old and widowed, who told me, "I thought my body was done. But when I started tending to my basil and tomatoes, I realized I still have purpose." She used raised garden beds, ergonomic tools with long handles, and a stool to sit when needed. Every morning, she greeted her plants like old friends, and every week, she harvested not just herbs, but a little more of herself. The science supports what we intuitively feel. Gardening improves grip strength, lowers blood pressure, reduces stress, and enhances mood. It stimulates the senses: touch, smell, sight, all of which are vital for brain function and emotional balance. And soil itself contains beneficial microbes that have been linked to immune system boosts and even serotonin production. But perhaps the most underrated benefit of gardening is that it gently encourages movement without forcing it. You don't think about how many calories you've burned. You think about the blooms that opened or the tiny green sprout that wasn't there yesterday. This connection to growth, rhythm, and seasonality mirrors what many of us seek in aging, not the endless pursuit of youth, but the return to what truly matters: nurturing, patience, beauty, and simplicity. You don't need a full yard to start. A windowsill with herbs, a balcony with pots, or a few containers outside your door is enough. And as your garden grows, so does your sense of agency, of calm, of quiet pride. Because movement tied to meaning lasts longer. And when your hands are busy cultivating life, your heart often finds healing too. Now imagine taking this gentle, rhythmic movement and multiplying its benefits tenfold, with no impact on your joints, full body support, and the weightless freedom of water. That's where we're heading next, into the healing currents of swimming. 8. Swimming, the water that holds you up. If gardening reconnects you with life on land, then swimming offers you freedom in a world where gravity no longer rules. For seniors who find walking painful, stairs daunting, or movement itself discouraging, water can become a gentle miracle. The first time many older adults step into a warm pool, something remarkable happens, not just physically, but emotionally. The weight of pain, limitation, and fear lifts, quite literally, as the water holds them up. Up to 90% of body weight is relieved in water, turning every motion, once stiff and strained on land, into something fluid, graceful, even joyful. I remember Leonard, 79, a retired mechanic who used to limp from his car to his porch. But in water, he glided. "It's the first place I've felt strong in years," he told me, eyes wide with rediscovery. That's the beauty of swimming and water-based exercises. They don't just support your body, they renew your relationship with it. Water provides resistance without impact, allowing your muscles to work harder while your joints are protected. Even walking in chest-deep water offers more strength training than a brisk walk on land. It feels like a massage. Circulation improves, inflammation calms, and swelling in the legs and feet begins to ease, thanks to the gentle pressure and temperature of the water. But the benefits go far beyond the physical. Movement in water releases endorphins that lift your mood, relieve anxiety, and often rekindle a sense of play, something many older adults miss more than they realize. There's a quiet freedom in being in water that no chair or treadmill can match. Whether it's swimming laps, doing water aerobics, or simply stretching with a noodle, aquatic movement gives you back a sense of possibility, of ease. And the social benefits are a wonderful bonus: group classes, shared smiles, and the realization that you're not alone in this journey. Some seniors find their closest friendships floating right beside them, buoyed by laughter and shared triumphs. And no, you don't have to be a swimmer to begin. Many pools offer shallow water programs, guided exercises, and even heated therapy pools designed specifically for seniors. Start small. Try walking in the shallow end, do gentle kicks while holding the edge, or follow a slow-paced class designed for older adults. Your joints will thank you, your heart will strengthen, and your spirit will rise, because in the water, you're not just moving, you're rediscovering what it means to feel light again. And as you float in that space between effort and ease, you'll realize something else too. Your strength doesn't just depend on how much you move, but also on how well you nourish the body that moves for you. And that brings us to a topic many overlook, but one that could quietly determine how strong, energized, and independent you remain as you age. Nutrition. 9. Balanced nutrition, fueling strength from within. If swimming gives you the feeling of lightness, then nutrition is what gives your body the fuel to stay afloat, not just in water, but in life. Many older adults focus on exercise, mobility, and even sleep, while quietly ignoring what may be the most fundamental form of self-care, what they feed their body every single day. And here's what decades of working with seniors has taught me. After the age of 70, food is no longer just about flavor or habit. It becomes medicine. It becomes protection. It becomes the foundation for energy, immunity, and muscle preservation. You may not walk as much, lift as much, or move as much, but that doesn't mean your nutritional needs decrease. In fact, they become more specific, more urgent, more personal. The body metabolizes protein differently. It absorbs certain vitamins more slowly. It needs anti-inflammatory nutrients to counteract the wear and tear that naturally builds over time. I once had a client named Dorothy, 83, who swore she was eating less to stay light on her feet, but she was losing muscle, not fat. We adjusted her meals, added Greek yogurt for breakfast, a bit of salmon for lunch, a handful of nuts for snacks, and within 2 months, her energy returned, her legs felt stronger, and her mood lifted. She didn't eat more, she ate smarter. That's the shift we all must embrace, focusing not just on calories, but on nutrients. Lean proteins like eggs, chicken, lentils. Healthy fats from olive oil, avocado, and walnuts. Anti-inflammatory foods like berries, leafy greens, and turmeric. Calcium and vitamin D for bone density. Magnesium and potassium for muscle function and heart health. Hydration, often overlooked, plays a major role in preventing fatigue, confusion, and joint pain. And digestion, which becomes more sensitive with age, benefits from fiber-rich foods, fermented vegetables, and regular meal timing. But here's what's truly powerful about nutrition. It amplifies every other healthy habit you adopt. Sleep improves. Muscles rebuild faster after light training. Joints feel less inflamed after movement. Even mood stabilizes because gut health is deeply connected to brain health. And perhaps most beautiful of all, food is also social. Cooking a simple soup with a grandchild, sharing a salad with a neighbor, tending to your herbs, then tasting their brightness on your tongue. These moments remind us that health isn't just physical, it's relational, it's emotional, it's cultural. So no, you don't need a perfect meal plan or expensive supplements. What you need is mindfulness, simplicity, color on your plate, and consistency in your choices. Because every bite is a message to your body, and when your body knows it's cared for, it returns the favor with energy, clarity, and strength. So as we wrap up these 9 habits, remember this: even if walking has slowed, your power has not faded. It has only changed form. It now lives in the way you rest, the way you breathe, the way you move with grace, stretch with patience, float without fear, and feed yourself with intention. Your body may be aging, yes, but your ability to nurture it wisely, fully, and lovingly is just beginning. And now, I'd love to hear from you. Did any of these 9 habits surprise you or spark a change in perspective? If so, drop a yes in the comments and let's continue this journey together. And if this video moved you even just a little, please consider liking, subscribing, and sharing it with someone you care about. Because aging well isn't just about doing more, it's about doing what matters with wisdom, love, and a little help along the way. If you've made it this far, let me take a moment to say something from the heart. Thank you. Thank you for showing up, for your body, for your future, and most importantly, for yourself. Because making it to the end of this video wasn't just about watching, it was about choosing to believe that your health, your strength, and your independence still matter. And they absolutely do. Over the past few minutes, we've journeyed through 9 powerful habits, tools that may look simple on the surface, but hold the quiet potential to transform how you age. Maybe you realize that deep sleep isn't just about rest, it's your body's nightly repair shop. Or that yoga and Tai Chi aren't intimidating, but actually designed for you, to move your body in ways that heal instead of hurt. Perhaps you felt encouraged knowing that something as small as a chair or a soup could help restore the strength in your arms, your legs, your spirit. Or maybe gardening, floating in warm water, or preparing a nourishing meal reminded you that vitality doesn't disappear with age, it evolves. And with care, intention, and daily kindness, it can grow even stronger. The truth is, aging isn't a downhill road, it's just a different kind of path. And on this path, the steps are softer, the lessons deeper, and the victories quieter, but no less meaningful. You don't have to run marathons, lift heavy weights, or keep up with anyone but yourself. What matters now is presence, consistency, and making choices, no matter how small, that honor the incredible life you've lived and the one you still have ahead. I've spent over a decade working with older adults, and I can tell you this with confidence. The most powerful changes often begin not with big movements, but with small decisions repeated daily. Stretching for 5 minutes, breathing for 3, choosing a meal with color and life, speaking kindly to your reflection. These are the moments that shape strong, joyful aging, not in spite of your years, but because of them. So before you go, I have one simple favor to ask. If any part of this video resonated with you, even just one habit that made you think differently, please give this video a like. It helps more than you know. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell so you don't miss the future episodes filled with tools, stories, and support made just for you. And I'd truly love to hear your voice. Share your experience in the comments below. Tell me, which habit are you most excited to try? What have you already discovered that works for you? Your story could be the very thing that helps someone else feel less alone on this journey. Remember, your best years are not behind you. They're the ones you choose to live with courage, curiosity, and care. Keep moving, keep growing, and above all, keep believing in your own strength.